Hey guys, I decided to make a video because a lot of people have been asking me, why do I teach? Why the blog? What is it about teaching? And I thought that a video would be better than writing all of that out. So, one, sorry for the glare on my glasses. I'm sure the professor will have something to say about it. He is a professional videographer, and this is my first video, so whatever. Um, but to answer these questions, so why do I teach? How did I come into teaching? Why the blog? It's a kind of typical story, I think. People that know me really well have heard this before. The blog for me is just an opportunity to talk about what it's going to be like when I move 7,000 miles away to teach in Abu Dhabi, and having an opportunity to travel to Africa and Europe and to all these awesome places. And then also maintaining a long distance relationship, situationship, dating life, and seeing what happens with that. It all kind of happened at the same time, as you can read in the description of my blog. So that's the short answer. Now, why do I teach? Um, I'm a third generation educator. I ran from teaching for a long time. My grandfather is a teacher. In fact, he was the first African American teacher in his district back in the 60s and worked his way up to being assistant superintendent. My grandmother's an early childhood teacher. My aunt's a teacher. I have other family members who are teachers. And I really wasn't interested in being a teacher. Summers off are awesome, though, but that's not why I teach. Um, I wanted to be a lawyer. I went to Howard to be a lawyer, HU. I majored in legal communications and I was set on being a lawyer. I thought the mock trial team was awesome. I liked debating. I thought all of those things were great. And the summer after my freshman year, I came home to Pittsburgh and I had an internship at the courthouse and with an amazing judge. Um, and while at the courthouse, I was able to see a variety of cases. And some of the cases that really stuck out to me were ones where the people being prosecuted were teenagers, but they were in adult court. So to me, that says something's gone wrong somewhere when you have a 15-year-old with a rap sheet as long as a career criminal. Um, and that just surprised me. And I didn't understand why these kids were in court and why they were facing long-term sentencing and all these crazy things. So having an opportunity one day to talk with one of the lawyers and one of the prosecutors and the defense attorney actually for a particular set of young men, I was able to find out that they had both dropped out of school in fifth and sixth grade and were in group homes and had a very hard family life. Dad was in jail, mom was on drugs, and it just was shocking to me. I knew people had lived this way before, but I kind of came from a privileged background that I didn't really realize was privileged until I went to Howard, but that's another story for another day. And it just opened my eyes up. When I came back to DC for my sophomore year at Howard, I started tutoring more. I started getting more involved with DC public schools and charter schools in the area and volunteering and mentoring and working. And then I joined a program called Heads Up. And it's a literacy program. It's no longer in existence, unfortunately, but it's very similar to Jumpstart. I worked with little kids and I loved it. I fell in love with 4 and 5 year olds, and they have changed my life for the better. Um, there's just something about being there when a child who can't identify any letters in their name can then write it on a piece of paper. Those aha moments are what I live for, and that's really why I teach. I teach so that my kids have a foundation that'll carry them, hopefully and prayerfully, to college and a successful career. I teach because I don't want to see young brown and black kids, especially, having to deal with the court system at 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 years old, or any age really. I think that education is the key to a lot of success for people. Um, it's hard to tell kids to go to college these days when we're in a system that baffles me, but that's not, you know, the point for this video. That's another video for another day. But that's why I teach. I love it. I love little kids. I'm truly passionate about early childhood education. I think that when we set the foundation um, for students to be successful and to understand that school can be a fun place, a safe place, and a place where they can explore who they want to be and learn about different things and learn to be compassionate people and build character, then we're setting up the future of this society. So I teach because I want to make a change. I want to be a part of that difference. I want it to be a better place for myself when my time comes to retire, and I want to know that I contributed it in a way that means something. I think that the teaching profession is highly, highly, highly unappreciated. Um, we're the profession that makes every other profession exist, and we don't get treated that way. Especially when you teach early childhood. People think that I play all day and I sing and I dance and I'm having a birthday party. In some ways, it is like that. In other ways, it's very trying, it's very tiring. I make decisions for little people all day long that can affect the rest of their life. So it's a big deal. But I teach because it's my legacy and it's in my blood, and I was meant to do this. So that's why I teach. Hope you guys continue to read the blog. Thanks.